November might seem like the time when your garden finally goes to sleep, when the leaves fall, the air chills, and the soil hardens. But what if I told you that this quiet, frosty month is actually one of the most powerful times to plant? That right now, beneath that cold surface, nature is waiting for your touch to spark next year's growth. The truth is, the best gardeners don't stop when it's cold. They sow smarter, not later. Welcome to Purely Garden, where we believe every month has something magical to grow. I'm here to guide you through the secrets of the soil, one season at a time. If you love learning how to grow your own food, save seeds, and create beauty even in the chill of November, you're in the right place. So before you pack away your tools, grab your gloves, because in this video we're uncovering the 10 seeds you absolutely must sow in November for a head start on your most vibrant, productive garden ever. Let's dig in. Seed number 1. Spinach. This leafy green is one of the most rewarding plants you can sow in November because it absolutely loves the cold. Unlike tender summer vegetables, spinach thrives when temperatures drop. The cool air keeps it from bolting, allowing it to develop thicker, sweeter, and more flavorful leaves. When you sow spinach now, the seeds rest gently through the chill, germinating slowly and steadily. By early spring, you'll have healthy, established plants ready to deliver lush, nutrient-packed harvests before most gardeners have even turned their soil. To plant it right, choose a sunny or partially shaded spot with rich, well-drained soil. Sow the seeds about half an inch deep, with a few inches of space between each one. Keep the soil slightly moist but never soggy, and protect your young plants with a thin layer of mulch or garden fleece if you expect frost. The beauty of spinach is its resilience. It can take the cold and bounce right back. So while most gardens sleep, your spinach will be quietly preparing to fill your early spring meals with fresh, homegrown greens bursting with life. Seed number 2. Garlic. If there's one crop that perfectly matches November's chill, it's garlic. This hardy bulb actually needs the cold to develop its rich flavor and form those perfect plump cloves. When you plant garlic now, you're setting the stage for an abundant harvest next summer. Each clove you tuck into the soil this month will slowly send out roots before winter truly sets in, anchoring itself deep underground. Then, when spring returns, it bursts upward with vibrant green shoots, signaling that your future bulbs are forming strong and full of flavor. To grow the best garlic, break apart the bulb into individual cloves, keeping the papery skin intact. Plant each one 2 inches deep, with the pointed side facing up and about 6 inches apart. Choose a sunny spot with well-drained soil, and cover the bed lightly with mulch or straw to protect it from frost. That's all it needs. Garlic is remarkably low maintenance. The patience you show now pays off later, when you dig up those golden aromatic bulbs that can flavor your dishes for months. November garlic sowing is truly one of the simplest ways to feel like a master gardener. Quiet effort now, huge rewards later. Seed number 3. Broad beans. Broad beans are a cold hardy favorite for November sowing, and for good reason. By planting them now, you give them a head start so they can develop strong roots and hardy stems before the spring rush. These legumes thrive in cooler temperatures, and sowing them in late autumn helps protect them from many common pests that arrive later in the season. By the time spring arrives, your broad beans will already be well established, producing early flowers and eventually delicious tender pods that taste far sweeter than those planted later in the year. For best results, choose a frost-tolerant variety, such as Aquadults Claudia, which can withstand freezing temperatures and still grow strong. Sow the seeds about 2 inches deep and 6 to 8 inches apart, giving each plant room to stretch its roots and stems. Broad beans benefit from a support system. A simple stake or netting keeps the tall plants upright as they grow. Not only will these plants provide a steady supply of beans, but they also improve your soil by fixing nitrogen, making them a gift that keeps on giving for the rest of your garden. Seed number 4. Sweet peas. If you love a garden that bursts with color and fragrance, Sweet peas are a must-sow in November. Planting them now gives the seeds a slow start through the winter, allowing them to develop strong root systems and sturdy stems that will support abundant blooms in spring. The early sowing means your sweet peas will flower sooner, filling your garden with their delicate, heady scent, while other flowers are just waking from winter dormancy. To get the best results, sow the seeds in deep pots or root trainers filled with light, well-draining compost. Keep them in a cold frame, unheated greenhouse, or a sheltered spot outdoors, allowing the chill to encourage slow, steady growth. Once the seedlings have a few sets of true leaves, they can be transplanted to their final positions, where they'll climb trellises or fences and provide a spectacular floral display. November sowing ensures that when spring arrives, your garden is not just waking up, it's celebrating with color, fragrance, and life. Seed number 5. Onions. Onions are another fantastic choice for November sowing because they benefit from a period of cold before the growing season really kicks in. Planting them now gives the bulbs time to establish strong roots, which leads to bigger, healthier onions come summer. Overwintering onions develop more robust plants that are less prone to disease and stress, meaning your effort in November pays off with a plentiful harvest of crisp, flavorful bulbs. For optimal growth, choose overwintering varieties like radar or electric. Sow the seeds or sets in well-draining soil, spacing them a few inches apart to allow each bulb room to expand. Cover lightly with soil, and if your region experiences harsh frost, protect the bed with straw or a thin mulch layer. Onions are low maintenance once planted, requiring only occasional watering, and their slow winter growth ensures that by late spring or early summer, you'll be rewarded with perfect homegrown onions ready to enhance every meal. Seed number 6. Poppies. Poppies are a gardener's dream for adding vibrant color with minimal fuss, and November is the perfect time to sow them. These hardy wildflowers naturally scatter their seeds in autumn, so mimicking nature's timing gives them the best chance to germinate and thrive. By planting now, you allow the seeds to undergo natural cold stratification, which helps break dormancy and leads to stronger, more vigorous plants come spring. The result is a stunning display of delicate blooms in shades of red, orange, pink, and white that brighten your garden after the winter gloom. To sow poppies, scatter the tiny seeds directly onto prepared soil, pressing them gently without covering them, as they need light to germinate. Choose a sunny, well-draining spot and keep the soil lightly moist until seedlings appear. These resilient flowers require very little care, and once established, they often self-seed for years to come, giving your garden a natural, effortless show year after year. Planting poppies in November means you're setting the stage for a colorful, buzzing spring, full of life and beauty. Seed number 7. Lettuce. While it may seem surprising, certain winter-hardy lettuce varieties actually thrive when sown in November. Types like Winter Density and Arctic King can handle the cold, giving you fresh, crisp leaves when other gardens are bare. By sowing now, you give the seeds a slow start, allowing them to develop strong roots and sturdy leaves that will be ready to harvest as soon as spring arrives. This early start means you can enjoy salads, sandwiches, and garnishes weeks ahead of most gardeners. For best results, sow lettuce seeds in trays, pots, or directly under cloches to protect them from harsh frost and wind. Keep the soil consistently moist but not waterlogged, and ensure they receive at least a few hours of light each day. You can also sprinkle a thin layer of mulch to help regulate soil temperature. With minimal effort, these hardy lettuces will reward you with a continuous supply of tender greens throughout late winter and early spring. A delicious and satisfying payoff for sowing in the chilly month of November. Seed number 8. Lupines. Lupines are a stunning addition to any garden, offering tall, colorful spikes that attract pollinators like bees and butterflies. Sowing them in November gives the seeds time to undergo natural cold stratification, which helps break dormancy and encourages strong, healthy seedlings in spring. By planting now, you set the stage for vigorous growth, ensuring that your lupines will establish deep roots and sturdy stems that support abundant flowers when the warmer months arrive. To sow lupines, use well-draining soil in pots, trays, or directly in prepared garden beds. Lightly press the seeds into the soil without covering them too deeply, as they need some light to germinate. Keep the soil slightly moist and protect young seedlings from harsh frost with a thin layer of mulch or garden fleece if necessary. By giving lupines a head start in November, you're not only creating a vibrant, colorful display for next spring, but also supporting local pollinators and enriching your garden's ecosystem with minimal effort. Seed number 9. Carrots. Carrots are one of the few vegetables that actually benefit from a slow, cold start, making November the perfect time to sow them. Planting now allows the seeds to germinate gradually, resulting in strong, sweet roots that develop flavor slowly and resist splitting. Overwintering carrots grow steadily as the soil warms in early spring, giving you an earlier harvest than those sown later in the season. Choosing hardy varieties like Chantenay or Autumn King ensures they withstand the cold and produce delicious, crunchy roots. For best results, sow carrot seeds directly into loose, well-draining soil, spacing them a few inches apart. Cover lightly with soil or fine compost and keep the bed consistently moist to encourage steady germination. Avoid heavy watering or disturbing the soil, as carrot roots are delicate. With patience, your November-sown carrots will reward you with sweet, tender harvests in early summer, giving your garden a jump start on fresh, homegrown produce, while most gardeners are still planting their spring crops. Seed number 10. Parsley. Parsley is a slow-growing herb that thrives when given plenty of time to establish, making November sowing ideal. Planting now allows the seeds to germinate gradually and develop strong roots. So by spring, you'll have lush, vibrant leaves ready for soups, stews, and salads. Parsley is remarkably cold-tolerant, and even light frosts won't harm it, meaning your November-sown plants will survive the winter and continue producing into the warmer months. To sow parsley, plant the seeds in pots, trays, or directly in prepared garden beds with rich, well-draining soil. Keep the soil consistently moist and be patient. Parsley can take a few weeks to sprout. Once seedlings appear, thin them slightly to give each plant room to grow, and consider adding a light mulch to protect young roots from freezing temperatures. By planting parsley in November, you're giving yourself a head start on fresh, flavorful herbs that will enhance your cooking for months to come. All from a simple, patient sowing this chilly season. Once you've sown all 10 of these incredible seeds, don't forget that winter protection is key. A thin layer of mulch, straw, or fallen leaves can help regulate soil temperature, retain moisture, and protect tender seedlings from harsh frost or heavy rains. Even simple DIY cloche, made from old plastic bottles or cut milk cartons, can shield your seeds while still allowing light and air to reach them. Winter sowing is as much about patience as it is about planting. By taking a little extra time now to protect your seeds, you're giving them the best chance to thrive. When spring arrives, your garden won't just wake up, it will explode with early growth, strong plants, and an abundance of fresh produce and flowers that started quietly under the November chill. This simple step ensures that all the effort you put into sowing now pays off beautifully later. So there you have it, 10 seeds you absolutely must sow in November. From hardy greens like spinach and lettuce to vibrant flowers like poppies and lupines, these plants prove that even in the coldest month, your garden can be alive with potential. Sowing now gives your seeds a head start, strengthens your plants, and ensures a more abundant and colorful harvest when spring finally arrives. Remember, successful gardening isn't just about planting in spring, it's about timing, patience, and giving nature a helping hand when she needs it most. Take the time this November to sow smart, protect your seeds, and watch as your garden wakes up stronger, earlier, and more vibrant than ever. If you enjoyed this guide, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to Purely Garden, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a tip for growing your best garden yet. Share this video with a friend who loves gardening, and let's make this November the start of your most rewarding garden season ever. Happy sowing!